Patrick, it was an amazing weekend. The 2023 Global Symposium, more than 440 members of our global community coming together. I really want to talk about the event and all of the talks that are now available in this newsletter and online. I'd love to start with the state of the community, because there are so many new people that really, that's a first opportunity to learn about what is happening in OHDSI. And for the first time, we had a number of different people really talk about different aspects of the community. What stood out to you in that session?
Yeah, thanks, Craig. It was really wonderful to come together as a global community. You mentioned we had over 440 folks. We also had 129 folks who claimed that they were new to the community. So I want to extend a welcome to all of them. And the state of the community was a great opportunity for both new and old to learn about the activities that are going on. George Ripsack kicked it off, and he showed, including the Our Journey book that you've created as our annual report, to summarize the great progress we've made. We've seen the community to grow to over 3,700 researchers and collaborators around the world. We've seen the adoption of the OMOP Common Data Model expand over 530 databases, now collectively representing over 950 million unique person records. But it was also exciting at the State of the Community that we shared the progress being made with presentations from Alexander talking about the vocabulary, Katie Sadowski presenting about open source development, and Claire Blackadder introducing the OHDSI Evidence Network, which is a bold initiative we have to try to formalize data partners who aren't just adopting the OMOP Common Data Model, but are also committing to contributing to the evidence generation process that's core to our mission. And the fact that we now have over 30 data partners who have signed on to be part of our OHDSI Evidence Network that was demonstrated during the Sisyphus Challenge is now expanding to even more studies. It's really exciting to see the maturity of our community grow during the State of the Community.
Yeah, also great to hear from Peter and from Morning about what's happening in OHDSI around the world, specifically Europe and the Asia Pacific region. We moved forward from there to two great sessions, the plenary and the panel on network studies. As always, I know it's a fun weekend, but it's an important scientific weekend. And maybe you could talk a little bit about the science that was delivered those two sessions.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was proud to share the stage with Anna Osterpolitz and Martin Schumi in our plenary session, where we showed what I think is a pretty substantial innovation focusing on case validation. The work that Anna led that's been published in JAMIA introduces Keeper, which is an approach for doing patient profiles through structured data, and proper evaluation of that showed that using Keeper can actually potentially augment our traditional historical reliance on source records and free text review. And Martin followed that up with a beautiful demonstration of how we can use large language models to actually augment human review as part of the process and actually generate evidence that's both more reliable and scalable relative to the alternative approach that's really required for regulatory science. It was also great to follow up our plenary session with a panel that focused on the tremendous work we've made as a community and network studies. We were able to showcase the progress we made during the Sisyphus Challenge, highlighting the work that Cindy Kai and her team did on anti-VEGF treatments, Chan Yu presenting the work that's been done on the fluoroquinolone work, and Anthony Senna highlighting the work that's been done with Strategist as a platform that we can all use for network studies, as well as for Mark Suchard to really showcase the work that's being done in Legend Diabetes. All of these are really great demonstrations of what can happen if we collaborate together with a goal of generating evidence.
As I mentioned, those videos are going to be available on the OHDSI homepage. Links to that are in this newsletter. One of the best parts of the symposium every year is the collaborator showcase. We had a record amount of submissions this year, both in terms of posters and software demos. We had two sessions of lightning talks, which I thought were terrific. And it's just great to see everybody kind of walking together, talking, looking at posters, building new relationships. I thought that afternoon was really fun.
Yeah, what I was really excited to see really was how we were able to be in one room together, sharing the space and forging new connections and relationships, hearing conversations that were clearly working towards future collaborations to not only share the research that's work in progress, but also to share insights and forge new ideas that we can continue to collaborate on together. It was also nice to be able to have all of those posters and demonstrations available throughout the weekend. And I saw lots of people using not only the half day that we had dedicated to Collaborate Showcase, but also the time throughout the weekend to be able to learn from the great science that our community shared.
You mentioned the weekend, and I thought, it was a really terrific weekend to have so many different work group activities, the introduction to OHDSI tutorial, the How Often workshop, so many opportunities for people to come together face to face and really kind of continue with building forward OHDSI's mission.
Yeah, the thing that I appreciated was we had lots of concurrent sessions, and almost all of them were pretty full with people really excited and engaged. I think there's just nothing that replaces the energy that you can get when you're in person working together towards common problems. So I was really appreciative of the leadership that our work groups had to host those meetings, and really excited to see the output of that as we kind of carry forward the momentum for the OHDSI Symposium into the rest of the year.
Yeah, as you said, the symposium may be over, but 2023 is not. We have some terrific work community calls this month that will really kind of reflect on what happened at the symposium, including hearing from our 2023 Titan Award winners, winners from the Collaborator Showcase, a couple of the software demos that were shared during the weekend. So and obviously the OHDSI Social Showcase really starts now. We just finished the Europe Symposium from the summer, and now we move right into the Global Symposium. So following us on Twitter X or LinkedIn and Instagram to see all of the great research that was presented in East Brunswick last 2 weeks ago. Great time. It was a great event, and looking forward to continuing to promote all the great work from that. Thanks for joining, Patrick.
Thanks, Greg. Science!